Retreat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstocks ready. Aye, aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
I can think of nothing more galling than the sense of inactivity, unless it's the sense of some task left unresolved. And that morning, when I awakened in my cabin aboard the Nonsuch, I was possessed by both. So much so that no sooner had Captain Bush presented himself, Baltic charts in hand, than I vented my ill temper on him. But I asked for charts, and you bring me these. Captain Bush, what good are charts in 3 different languages? Now, look here. French charts, one in German, another Swedish. How can we possibly decide where or how to strike against Bonaparte when even the charts don't agree with one another?
They're the best we've got aboard the Nonsuch, sir.
Look, even their soundings. Look, this one's in Swedish feet, and the French use their new metric system. And right, for those confounded Germans, oh, Lord knows what they use.
I know, it's very annoying. Of course, we could have your clerk Sorger translate them for us.
Sorger? How is he now?
He's lost a deal of blood. He'll never use that right hand of his again, not after you were forced to slash his wrist with your sword, sir. But we can make use of him until we hang him.
Hang him, yes. Yes, I'm afraid we'll have to. Humorless idiot. Attempting to assassinate Tsar Alexander himself.
He came within a hair's breadth of succeeding.
Yes. A cocked pistol in his hand, hiding behind a pillar in the Tsar's palace. Well, what could I do but slash his wrist? I should never have let him accompany us to the palace. The man's a Finn. It was Russia that despoiled his country. I should have realized he was dangerous.
It's over and done with, sir. Thanks to you, the Russians are now ready to defy Bonaparte.
Defy him? Possibly. They've taken up no arms against him yet, as you will notice. And meanwhile, we are idle. And surely there's some place in the Baltic we can strike a blow against Bonaparte. For example, there.
Oh, the fish's half, sir?
Now, why not? As you see, it's a long, narrow lagoon between Elbing and Königsberg in East Prussia. Now, Boney has a tremendous force in East Prussia, and how else can he supply them except by water? The Fisher's Half runs from the Polish River straight eastward, 50 miles long and a dozen miles wide. Communications and supply, Bush. It'll be a shrewd blow.
Yes, sir, but... Well, sir...
Come on, out with it, Bush.
Well, beg your pardon, sir. It's impossible.
Impossible?
The half is separated from the Baltic Sea by that long sand spit. There's but one entrance from the Baltic.
No need to tell me what I already know. One entrance, yes, and that one directly under the guns of the French. Well, I suppose you consider it impossible for this squadron to attack French shipping in the half.
I hesitate to say, sir, but...
Then don't, if you'll oblige me. Set course for the Fisher's Half, Captain Bush. It's much too good a target to be impossible.
Yes, sir.
Come, Bush. There's more ways than one to skin a cat. And we will have Sorga translate these charts for us. That was a good suggestion of yours. Sorga lay in sick bay. pale and worn from loss of blood. He presented another problem, one that made me angry and faintly sympathetic, both at once. Well, soldier, better?
I believe so.
You're an idiot. You realize what you're in for. By the Articles of War and the laws of England, you're going to die for your foolishness.
I am not English. I am a Finn.
You fled from Finland. You took service in the British Navy.
I would do it all over again.
Our enemy is Bonaparte, not Russia.
I repeat, I would do it all over again. I am homeless. What is my country now? A slave, helpless under the heel of Russia. One day I am the richest man in Finland, and the next the poorest man in England.
There's but one question here, Sorga, whether you can legally face court-martial here at sea or whether you must be sent back to England for it.
In either case, I am as good as dead.
Yes. Bush, I'll trouble you for those charts now.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sorga, I want these charts checked, with particular attention to the Fisher's Half.
The half. Sir Horatio, that's impregnable to attack from the
But it will
boat.
be good enough to leave the decisions to me, Mr. Sorga. Where's the ship's doctor? Your wound must trouble you very much. Perhaps he can ease the pain.
Oh, no, it is nothing. According to the Swedish map, the Fisher's Half is 3 or 4 fathoms deep at most. And here is Fort Pillow above the entrance.
The more we studied the problem, the more impossible it seemed. I was a fool. And yet, so stubborn a fool that several nights later I found myself tossing up and down in the stern of a cutter. With Lieutenant Vickery of our sloop, Lotus, I was being rowed in to inspect the single entrance to the Fisher's Hut under the guns of Fort Pillow.
Straight there, easy. Warm night.
A dark night, Mr. Vickery.
Thank God. You think the French know whereabouts, sir?
No. We came up after dark and hove to. The entrance will be blocked with floating logs, chained together, Mr. Vickery. Keep a sharp eye out for them.
Aye, sir.
The gunboats also. They'll be patrolling the blockade.
White water, sir.
White water. The blockade, sir.
West oars will drift onto it.
West oars. There it is, sir.
Down first, if you please, Mr. Vickery.
Aye, sir. Helmsman, bring her about.
Out it is, sir.
Good. Now, it will hold my cape, Mr. Vickery.
Sir, you're not going Walker's lodge, sir.
Why not?
The waves are washing off over him, sir. You'll get soaked to the skin, and Walker's slippery. If you're good, you may go under.
Take my cape, Mr. Vickery.
Aye, sir.
Good morning, sir. We've been standing off and on, out of sight of the Frenchies, since you came aboard last night, sir. It went poorly, sir.
No worse than I expected, Bush.
Could the Nonsuch ram through that blockade, sir?
Logs the size of tree trunks and all connected by heavy cable. Impossible, Bush.
Horatio, you've thought of the way out, haven't you?
I'll be obliged if you'll make signal to the squadron, Captain Bush. All commanding officers are to report to my cabin this afternoon at 6 bells.
You've solved the problem, sir.
Well, gentlemen, that's the plan of action. It's going to be difficult, but with luck, we might just pull it off.
It's an incredible plan, sir. There's no one can think of this except you.
Yeah, I presume it's clear. 4 boats will go in past the blockade tonight. There's open water at the Sandspit side. Make a record, Mr. Montgomery. The Nonsuch launch and cutter, the cutters from Lotus and Raven.
Aye, sir.
A 4-pounder in the eye of the launch, 3-pounders in the cutters. Food, water, ammunition, combustibles for setting captured vessels on fire.
Aye, sir.
Now, as to who shall command the raiding party... Yes, Mr. Cole?
If it's to be by order of seniority, I am the senior officer, sir.
You are, Mr. Cole, but the first task shall be to penetrate the lagoon, and since Mr. Vickery went in with me to inspect it, he's certain to know more about the situation. It shall be Mr. Vickery. Sorry, Mr. Cole. cold during the rest of the conference. There had been no harm in soothing his feelings with an excuse like that. Yet the fact of the matter was, I dared not trust him with any command out of my sight. He was old, gray-haired, bowed, almost too old for the work he already had. Oh, well, no war can be fought without hurting someone's feelings. At nightfall, the squadron stood in toward the land.
There's no moon, sir. There's every chance they'll slip through the blockade unobserved.
Yes, Bush.
Let's pray the rest of it will be as easy.
I am praying. I've risked the lives of 150 men, sent them into the jaws of a trap. And if I'm wrong about how to fetch them out again safely...
It's bound to work, sir. It's risky, but it'll work.
I was certain before, but now I have serious doubts.
The mist has cleared, Horatio. Oh, are those our cutters?
No. Gunboats putting out from the port Pilos to stand a guard over the entrance.
Must have given them a turn to open their eyes and see British ships standing off just beyond cannon range.
They may already have known about us. They may have captured the raiding party, and all our plans are for naught. Ahoy! Look out! Any sign?
No sign, sir.
Here's Lieutenant Mound come aboard, off his bomb kit, sir.
Bush, I have eyes. Oh, I wish mine were as good as our lookout.
Lieutenant Mound reporting, sir.
Good morning, Mound. Were your bomb kits ready for your part in this venture?
Yes, sir.
You understand what must be done?
My bomb ketch will proceed out of sight of the Frenches and go wide of that long sand spit that separates the Frisch's house from the sea proper. Then I'm to turn in on the seaward side of it.
At a point 12 miles to westward, Mr. Mound.
Yes, sir.
And there will be there at precisely 2 a.m., 4 bells. The water is shallow. There may be surf. Look, Mr. Mound, I think I shall go with you.
You, sir?
Yes, I enjoyed my last outing on a bomb ketch, and I might find this extremely...
Ahoy, the deck!
He's spotted something.
Ahoy, the masthead. What do you see?
If you please, sir, there's a bit of smoke in sight now. It's well up in the bay.
Oh, by heaven, Bush.
There's more smoke, sir. 2 ships on fire. Sir, I can see our cutters.
Victory. He's got out of Fisher's hut. Well, Captain Bush, so far, so good, eh? The day wore on. As far as lookouts eye could see, pillars of smoke were rising in the Fisher's hut, marking the destruction wrought by Vickery and his cutters. Towards the middle of the afternoon, before it came time to go aboard the bomb ketch with Mound, I ordered a diversionary attack. I wanted the defenders to think twice before they put all their efforts against Vickery.
We're dropping down within range of Fort Pillau now, sir.
So long as we draw their fire, Captain Bush.
They're opening up.
We shall do the same, if you please, Captain.
Gundeck, fire when ready.
Aye, sir. Ready. Port battery. Fire! Mr. Mound?
Yes, sir.
Been waiting all day, eh?
Yes, sir.
So have I. We'll put off for the bomb ketch now, if you please. All hands present, Mr. Vickery?
Yes, sir. 2 wounded, but not badly. We destroyed and burned a number of crafts, sir, coasters and barges. 2,000 tons of shipping altogether.
What are those fires? Have you burned your own cutters?
We had to abandon them on the far side of the spit of sand.
Why?
I hated to have them fall into enemy hands.
What do you mean?
We may not get away scot-free, sir. When we came up on the other side of the sand spit, we flushed a patrol, 3 men. We took care of 2 of them, but 1 got away. By now, he's probably spread the alarm.
I see. I knew there must be some good reason why you burned the boats.
That's it, sir. With an alarm already spread, the fire could warn them no faster.
Mr. Mound?
Yes, sir.
It's imperative that the men be passed on board as quickly as possible. In a matter of minutes, the enemy will go down on us like hornets, possibly a full company. And have them watch the undertow. If they must get rid of cutlasses and anything else that might weigh them down, have them do so. All must be taken aboard. I'll not have 1 man lost. It was well organized. The blaze from the burning cutters began to die down, but still it lit the tumbling surf with orange and scarlet. Mound had gone back on board the ketch to supervise matters. The thing went well. The men clambered aboard or were dragged helter-skelter, and finally the beach was clear, except for Vickery and me.
Just in time, sir. Aren't those torches over there in the direction of the fort?
I doubt if they're fireflies, Mr. Vickery. Into, sir, if you please.
After you, sir.
Thank you, Vickery, but the senior officer is always allowed the last to leave a post of danger.
Aye, aye, sir.
Oh, it was a most welcome relief when the ketch loomed up ahead and strong arms dragged me aboard, with no more ceremony than if I were a waterlogged castaway instead of a Lord Commodore.
Up you come, sir. Steady there. Now then. There you are, sir.
Are you all right, sir?
Oh, of course I'm all right.
Oh, that's the Commodore for you. And why shouldn't he be? Him that bathes in salt water most every morning.
Silence, sir. Sir, we're fast aground.
What's that?
In the sand, sir. We've taken aboard 150 men. The ketch must have gone down a full foot.
Good Lord, Mountain. Those men will be on us in a matter of minutes. We'll be sitting down.
If you please, Mr. Vickery. Mr. Mound, have you tried to catch us off with the anchor?
2 anchors, sir. They're out astern, and we've bent to the windlass till the cable sings, but we're still fast.
Sir, if half the men would go over the side and hang on to ropes, it would lighten ship.
Have one or more of them miss his grip and drown? No, Vickery, I said I wouldn't lose a man, and I won't. At least not that way. They've spotted us.
A full company, at least.
It came to me then. One possible way to shake ourselves loose from the deadly grip of the sand that held us prisoned. Yet I hesitated for a moment, hoping that Mount himself would see the solution, not have it come from me. And even while I hesitated, he'd found it.
Sir, we can rock the boat. 150 men. We can have them run from port to starboard and back again.
Exactly, Mount, by all means.
All hands to starboard! All hands! All hands to starboard! Aye!
Vickery, they're firing random shots at us. If you could tell off 10 men here in the bow with small arms to answer their fire.
Yes, sir.
Crew of launch, none touch! Crew of launch, none touch!
Let's wait for the bow. Small arm. We'll keep the Frenchies busy while we rock the ship.
All hands now! When I give the command, over you go to the port rail! No! All hands, when I give the command, to the starboard rail! Now run!
He trembled that time, Mr. Mine.
What?
Or should do it.
Stand by to cut the anchor cables! Helmsman, stand by to bring all sails aback!
The Frenchies are getting impatient. They're walking into the surf towards us.
Yes, sir.
All hands now! When I give the command, back to the port rail! And run, heavy lads! Pound that deck hard! Now! Sir, the ocean is ready! We're free! Bring her around! Marching out!
Mr. Vickery, you can cease firing. We're off the sand. We are free.
The sand spit dropped abeam. There were no casualties, and Mound set his course for the Nonsuch. The sky turned grey with the coming of dawn, and Vickery's face, too, was grey with fatigue as he gave me his full report there on the deck of the bomb ketch. I felt a tremendous wave of affection burst over me as I regarded him and Lieutenant Mount. I wanted to tell them that, had they been my own sons, I could want no 2 better ones. And yet I couldn't bring myself to express a thought so frankly sentimental. I shall call the particular attention of the Admiralty to the conduct of both you officers. I consider it excellent. I shall, of course, require reports from you immediately in writing.
Aye, aye, sir.
Sail-ho!
It's the Nonsuch, sir.
Yes, Captain Bush must be worried. Make the proper signal, if you please, Mr. Mond. Commodore on board. All is well.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Call all hands. Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstocks ready. Aye, aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
In a long lagoon on the coast of Poland, known as the Fisher's Hat, we'd made havoc with Bonaparte's communications. And this had, I hoped, delayed French preparations for a possible assault on Russia. And yet we still lacked news as to what Russia herself intended. Would she finally resist Napoleon, come openly into the war as our ally, or would she play for time and try to appease him as she had done before? I had my old friend Captain Bush to dinner in my cabin on the Nonsuch, because I knew he liked sea pie, and my man Brown had prepared one for me with special care. And then, regrettably, I couldn't talk of anything but my impatience. Well, there must be some news after all. Why don't we hear? I simply can't understand it, Bush.
We will. It's scarcely a month, you know, since we left Russia.
A month? If I'd known it would be that long, do you think I'd have let Witchwood keep the cutter clam at Kronstadt?
Excellent sea pie, Horatio. Excellent.
You see, Bush, it's
good as the first I ever ate. Aboard the old Renown, remember? Brown prepared it himself, eh?
Stop trying to distract me, will you, Bush? It isn't clever. I tell you this. If we're to sit here in the Baltic, twiddling our thumbs, we'll have to organize something to keep the men's minds busy. A hornpipe competition, or, well, even theatricals, perhaps.
Theatricals? You can't be serious, Horatio.
Well, why not? This lack of action is extremely bad for morale, Bush. And what's wrong with theatricals, anyway? Don't forget you were young yourself once. Well, you know, I can remember when... Yes? Come in. Midshipman Gerard. Well, Mr. Gerard?
I've cut a clam inside the window, sir.
No.
Yes, sir. At least, At least Mr. Holt has told me to report her, sir.
Don't let me dissuade you, Gerard. Your news is excellent. How far off is she?
How up to windward, sir. We're running down to her. And let me see. Clam signals have dispatches for Commodore, sir.
Well, are you sure?
Why, yes, sir. At least that's what I...
All right. Don't stammer. Always make sure you know your own mind, Mr. Gerard. Now, tell Mr. Hurst to make Commodore to Clam send dispatches on board as soon as practicable. And, bring the dispatches here immediately they come on board. All understood, Mr. Gerard?
Yes, sir. Aye, sir.
Not going up yourself, sir?
No, I shall sit right down again and have some more sea pie. Help yourself, Bush, help yourself.
Yes.
No, I am not going to run up there and stand gawking over the side like some midshipman.
They must be feeling some suspense about Russia back home these days.
It's no more than in this cabin at the moment. Bush, if Bonaparte's main strength could be tied up here in the east this summer, give Wellington the chance to strike hard in the south. It's our great opportunity, perhaps our last. Oh, well. We'll know soon enough now, won't we, Bush?
Stop worrying. After all, Tsar Alexander did send that stiff reply to Boney's demands. At least that's what Lord Wychwood said the day we left Kronstadt. You tell me so yourself.
Stiff reply one day may mean soft words the next with Alexander. Oh, hopelessly unpredictable, these Russians. Come in. Well, Mr. Gerard, what's the latest? Wychwood. Oh, by all of... You came yourself, did you?
I did indeed, Sir Horatio. By your ship Clam. Wait till you hear the news. You will agree my trip was warranted.
Well, come on, then.
Well, Captain Bush, quite like old times, the more than answer, eh?
Wychwood, don't keep us waiting for your news.
Commodore, it's war.
War. It's settled, then. No more procrastination?
We're no longer alone, Hornblower. Now wait till you've plowed through this dispatch case. 10 days ago, Bonaparte crossed the Niemen with 15 army corps. He's committed to invasion now. He can't turn back.
Invasion. And can Russia hold out, Wychwood?
I wish I knew. But at least he'll have his summer's work cut out for him, which means that we can push ahead in Spain.
Yes.
Well, good news,
Oh,
eh?
it's the finest news I've heard in years, Wychwood. Sit down here. Here, give me that dispatch case. And your cloak, here. Have some sea pie. Have some wine. Yours is a welcome face, Bush. You can forget the theatricals. Now we can get on with the war. Wychwood, of course, had much to tell that afternoon. But I must say, for once, the man made highly satisfactory listening. Then there was the dispatch addressed to me by Lord Cathcart, our British ambassador in Russia. A few polite formalities, and then... Listen to this, Bush. You will, of course, render all the assistance in your power to our new ally, Russia. The main body of Bonaparte's army is already marching on Moscow, but I am informed that some 60,000 men under the Duke of Tarentum are now on the northern route to St. Petersburg. The Russian Imperial Staff Agency requires your squadron's assistance at Riga, which, of course, the French must capture before they can move on towards St. Petersburg.
Riga? There's a fine harbor there, sir. Yeah. The city's only a short distance up the river from the Gulf.
Yes, I know, Bush, yes. The ambassador's tone is urgent, to say the least, Wychwood.
With reason, Commodore. Frankly, there's a panic at the Russian court, and Riga is a vital spot, as well as vulnerable.
Cathcart goes on to ask that I detach the cutter Clam, dispatch her back to England with the news. Yes, I don't like losing her. Oh, well, we mustn't delay. Well, no doubt you wish to go with her, Lord Wychwood.
Oh, naturally. When duty calls and all that, you know, Hornblower.
I must ask you to wait while I complete my own dispatches for the Admiralty and a brief letter to my wife. Yes, they won't take long.
Of course.
Captain Bush, I suggest to tell the men that this is their chance to ride home, too. Oh, and one other thing, Wychwood. I shall send my secretary, Mr. Sorger, back to England in your charge to be tried by court-martial. I'll give you all the papers relating to his case.
Very good, Commodore.
I envy you, you know, Wychwood. Oh, yes, a glimpse of England at this time. Ha! Heaven alone knows when the rest of us will see it. Day by day, as we bore on, the brassy sun blazed hotter, and the breezes almost died. Barely enough wind stirred to carry us, even with all our canvas set. It was a full 8 days before we finally crept into the Bay of Riga, and night was falling as I stared out through my glass at this new shore. That's no man's land between the two forces, I imagine. Well, if the Russians weren't still holding the village, there'd be no fires. Our puzzle so far solved at all events.
2 fathoms, sir.
2 fathoms. I'd like to bear up.
Very good. Carry on. Oh, well, the moon's rising.
Boat ahead. On the port bow, sir. She's pulling off.
We have to catch that boat if we can, Mount.
Aye, eyes up. Starboard, 2 points. Clear away the gig.
Don't shout, please, Mount. Perhaps they haven't seen us yet.
Right, sir. Boat's crew, stand by.
Whoever they are, Mount, they've not much skill. They should have headed for shoal water. Oars against sail win no races. We need prisoners for information. I'm hoping that boat holds the proper answers.
Ahoy there, boat. Ease oars.
Here's your pistol. I don't suppose I need to shoot again. I wonder if those fellows have... Well, rather a noisy night for our first visit, huh?
We got them, sir.
Excellent.
They're Frenchies, sir. We got them all. 2 officers, 3 men.
As the 5 prisoners were thrust up over the Harvey's side, I saw the star of the Legion of Honor glittering on the chest of one young officer. He would be their leader, I concluded. I would like to know Monsieur's name and rank, please.
You see, chef de bataillon du corps du génie des armées de l'Empereur.
Major of Engineers, a good catch, Mount. You understand some English, I gather, sir.
Oui, un peu.
My mind was busy with the problem of how I could induce him to supply me with some facts that I sorely needed. And I had an idea. I much regret the necessity of taking you prisoner, sir, especially at the start of such a promising campaign, but possibly I can arrange an exchange at an early date. In case Monsieur has friends with whom he might like me to communicate, I shall do so at my first opportunity.
Marshal Médon Duke of Tarentum would be very glad to hear. I am on his staff.
Well, Commander-in-Chief's staff. Then you must be chief engineer. Yes, you are important. Oh, that's too bad. After all, you had no reason to suspect a British squadron in this bay.
None whatever. We had been told the contrary. That these Russian villages are blockaded.
They've been supplying you with information, then. Oh, well, all Russians are quite useless, are they not? I suppose your emperor has met with very little opposition from the Russians.
We have taken Smolensk, and the emperor himself marches on Moscow. Our divisions will soon occupy St. Petersburg.
Indeed. But possibly the Dwina River may become an obstacle. Riga, too, stands in your path.
Not for long. Just one bold push across the river mouth, and the Russians will dissolve the moment we have turned their flank.
So that's what he'd been up to when we nabbed him, reconnoitering for a good place to land French forces across the mouth of the Dwina. A daring move, sir, worthy of all the great traditions of the French army. Of course, you have to cross the river before your operations can proceed. No doubt you have sufficient landing craft for your forces.
Problems like that do not halt us, monsieur. We have barges, a score of them. Seize that Mitau before these stupid Russians could destroy them.
Oh, indeed. But, of course, the Russians still hold both sides of the river.
Well, for the moment. They hold on to our side, the western side, by nothing but their fingernails, however. But do not think me fool enough to reveal military information, sir.
No chance of wheedling anything more from the cocky young major for the present. But at least I'd learned about those captured barges, and that they planned an attack soon, directly across the river's mouth. Oh, well, Russians are always incompetent, isn't it so, Major? A prompt assault on your part is, of course, it's a clever plan, allowing them no chance of digging in. But you will pardon me now, sir, if I attend to my duties? We'll return to the squadron, Mr. Mount, if you please. Armed with that tidy bit of information, I slept better than I'd hoped that night in an alien harbor. No doubt the Russians here at Riga were all confirmed landlubbers. But I could be counted on, I felt, to cope with this type of problem. I was even gratified, in fact, that the French were not discounting good sea water in their plans. The next morning, in my cabin, I had a conference with all 6 captains of my squadron.
Well, it's quite clear then, gentlemen. The Russians still hold both river banks, the western one precariously. The French must cross that river if they're to surround Riga. When they try it, we shall bag as many barges as we can.
Yes, we will.
We'll carry out the patrol I've outlined each evening at sundown. The French will scarcely attempt such a barefaced plan by daylight. Now, are there any questions?
You said, I think, sir, that my sloop Raven would hold one end of the defense line.
Quite correct, Mr. Cole. You'll anchor each night on the very edge of the shoals to westward, the French side. It's your light draft that dictates that position. Mr. Vickery and Lotus guard the other riverbank.
All right, sir.
The rest of us hold stations in between, and armed small boats will row guard at the mouth. Are your stations understood?
Aye, sir.
And that will be all for the moment, gentlemen. Oh, one last word, please. Captain Cole spoke of our defense line, yet it's not so much a defense as a trap. Let them thrust their heads well into the noose before any alarm is given. Otherwise, we'll simply scare them off. Very well, gentlemen. Thank you for your attendance. At dusk, my gig conveyed me up the yellow Dwina River, past the village at the mouth, to the bustling wharves of Riga. There the governor met me, amid a crowd of other dignitaries. By their demeanor, you would never guess they lived in a besieged city. My coxswain Brown was in charge of my boat's crew, and I told him to wait there for my return. But I soon realized it would be difficult to have a private talk with General Esnoff.
Commodore, may I present the Intendant of Livonia, Count Canerin, and the Countess. They, too, are recently arrived at Riga.
Why, well, yes. I know the Countess. We met at the Tsar's court.
Another Russian dinner, Commodore? Do you feel you are equal to it this time?
Well, I'm learning, Countess. At least I shan't give my whole attention to the hors d'oeuvres.
Commodore!
Sir. Brown, is that you? What's that racket?
Must be French barges at the river, sir, and our patrol's resisting them.
Is our gig's crew at the wharf?
Ready and waiting for you, sir.
Oh, come on then, Brown. What are we waiting for? Is that you, Cole? Come alongside, please.
Aye, sir. Oh, quite an eventful night. But their barges didn't get across, sir. Most of them put back.
Put back? What caused them to?
I was the one sent up the alarm rocket, sir. What? Just as you planned. Then all hands fell in. Small boats pulled for the river here. The French...
Mr. Cole, you sent up that rocket the moment you saw them?
Why, yes, sir, certainly. Cole, you're...
Oh, well, it's too late now.
An enemy of our boats approaching, sir. Lotus is cutter, I believe.
That's you, Lotus. Aye, sir. Bring her alongside the Commodore, men. I thought I saw you, sir. Things aren't as bad as they might be. All right, you, Mr. Cole? We bagged 5 barges on our side, sir. Cut them off before they could get back to their own shore.
Aye, Vickery, that's more like it. How many prisoners?
Well, I should say nearly 1,000, sir. Roughly 200 Frenchmen to a barge. The rest turned back at the alarm.
Couldn't help but feel some disappointment. I'd hoped for a catch of at least a dozen barges, perhaps 2,500 men. And yet, it was my own fault, too. Who else placed Cole in his key position? At all events, thanks to young Vickery, we'd headed off the crossing for that night. Strange people, Russians. That interminable ballet was still going on as I entered the opera house.
May I speak to you, please? Shh. Oh, see, you
come outside the box a moment, please. Commodore, where have you been? The parlor has been beautiful.
There was a slight distraction, sir. The Navy's job, of course. I regret I had to leave without advising you. The French were attempting to cross the river mouth in barges. We managed.
How can we thank you enough, sir? You have struck a valiant blow for Mother Russia.
Thank you, General. I feel I ought to warn you, though. They're sure to try this plan again, and if they do, we'll...
Of course. We must talk of all these. But now you must come back into the box. You miss so much of this gala night.
Oh, sir, look, it's late, you know, and
I insist. Oh, Commodore. The ballet has been so beautiful. Come.
Thank you. Oh, you first, General. No doubt the war can wait another evening.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Flintstops ready. Aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
They say that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Well, Lieutenant Mound, who commanded the bomb ketch Harvey attached to my Baltic squadron, well, he'd grown to imitate me in every gesture and speech and... well, but I had other things on my mind. Bonaparte's forces were laying siege to the Russian defenders outside the city of Riga. Imitation. Well, the art of war seems to be that of imitation. Well, it definitely was so in the belief of von Clausewitz, a Prussian colonel who had deserted Bonaparte in order to oppose him. and who was showing me the Russian earthworks and the lines.
You will observe, Commodore Hornblower, from this vantage point up here on the gallery of the church tower, we can see spread out before us the whole operation.
Maiden is attempting to move up his heavy guns,
The classic method. Observe. Now, from the line of the river diagonally up to the pine woods, he has dug a trench. It is protected with breastworks, huge baskets later filled with earth.
The classic method, I see. Then from the pine woods, another diagonal trench.
Yes, and so on zigzag. Each getting closer to our lines until he has solid breastworks behind which to employ his heavy artillery.
Yes, but how long before they're in range?
Well, should judge 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
It has been done this way since the days of Caesar.
Well, nobody will deny that Bonaparte wants to be another Caesar. But you've no guns heavy enough to batter down those breastworks?
It is most difficult.
Oh, I've got mortars aboard my bomb catchers. If we could, we could level them in no time.
So? And why not do so, Commodore?
I said if we could, but that river isn't deep enough. Sandbars, shallows, quicksands. No, we'd run aground before we got within range.
I see. So we must carry on the fight ourselves. Is that it?
Colonel von Clausewitz, there are some things that even the British Navy cannot do.
I understood nothing was impossible to the British Navy. I apologize, Commodore. I was wrong.
I withheld the words that came rushing to my lips. Goodwill, even between allies, is sometimes a frail matter. Earlier, we'd been warm friends, but now that the French approaches were moving towards Riga, I was asking why the Russian guns couldn't stop the enemy, and they were asking why my ship's guns couldn't do the same. So I hurried back to Riga. And there, on the waterfront, I ran across Lieutenant Mound. It's dusty hereabouts. My throat is as dry as a camel. Well, Mr. Mound, if you've completed your business, I have a moment before going back aboard the Nonsuch. Look, there's an inn over there. Perhaps you'd join me in a glass of this odd beverage they call vodka, Do you miss England, Mound?
What, sir?
I said...
Yes, sir. Yes, I do sometimes, sir.
There's no reason to be ashamed of it.
I'm not, sir. Sometimes in the morning, just before I open my eyes, I think of home. There's honeysuckle outside my place in Hampshire. It comes in the window, sweet and strong as perfume.
You married, man?
Yes, sir.
Long?
Little more than a year, sir.
Children?
We're expecting one, sir.
Oh, you are, huh?
Any day now. We're both hoping for a son, sir. I sent a letter to my wife. The cam carried it on her voyage back. It might be there by now. I wrote her that if it's a boy...
Yeah?
I told her to name him Horatio.
Oh, you did, eh?
Well, if you've no objections, huh?
Oh, there's no reason to consult me, Mr. Mound. It's a common enough name. Here, listen. Listen to that. Gunfire. Well, Mound, it seems we're not back in England among the honeysuckle, Going back on board the Nonsuch, I was both touched and irritated by Mound's hero worship. What glorified me in his eyes, I certainly couldn't imagine. Not while my ship stood idle in the midst of battle. Line of trenches here, with a battery here. Their main flank and stores are behind a dike here.
Oh, water's close enough to spit on them.
Oh, come, look at the chart. Shoal water, Bush.
Aye, too shallow for us.
I mentioned that to Clausewitz. He was not impressed.
Oh, land soldiers.
Aye. Well, at least you understood it, and Mound understood.
Mound, eh? Well, that's a good young officer.
Yes, he is. He's a fine future, too. You know, I find I've quite an affection for young Mound. Lives in Hampshire, he says. Has a home there, a wife, and a child on the way.
Has he now? Oh, I never even knew he was married.
No, nor did I. I never thought to inquire. Not before today. I had a drink with him today.
Good officer.
Yes. I'd only just come in from the breastworks. Dusty road from there to Riga, and my throat was as dry as a... as a camel.
What's that, sir?
As a camel. By heaven, Bush, why didn't I think of that before?
What, sir?
Oh, wool-gathering, sentimental talk about home and all that nonsense. Bush, a man should keep his mind on his business, and our business is war. Where's the messenger? Messenger? Yes, sir? My compliments to the officer of the watch. Will he please make signal to the bomb ketch Harvey for Mr. Mann to meet me on shore at once?
Aye, aye, sir. Camels, Commodore Hornblower? Camels?
Exactly, Colonel von Clausewitz. And General Lesnoff, if Lieutenant Mann and I may have your ear also.
With pleasure, Commodore. However, I believe it is a fool's errand on which you arrive here in such haste.
Why?
You say you will use camels. We have no camels. This is not the Sahara Desert.
Yes, but...
General Lesnoff, the Commodore is an expert on ships. Perhaps since camels are called ships of the desert, he's an expert on them also.
Colonel von Clausewitz, shall we get down to business?
I meant no offense.
Well, I hope not. We're allies in this venture.
Gentlemen.
Exactly, General Lesnoff. While we talk, the Frenchmen move ever closer and closer. Well, in this instance, gentlemen, a camel is a naval term. Mr. Mand, will you introduce these gentlemen to the meaning of the word camel?
Yes, sir. A camel is a method of reducing the draft of a ship.
What kind of camels?
As the Commodore has already pointed out, the water in the river is very shallow. Too shallow for our bomb catches to come within range of the enemy.
Yes. I have been told this over and over.
Colonel. Proceed, Mr. Mand.
Sir, if two loaded vessels are lashed tightly, one on each side of the bomb catch, and are then emptied of their loads, it will lighten all three and raise them farther out of the water.
Raise them farther out of the water? I do not yet comprehend.
General, you have some barges in Riga.
Yes.
Barges draw no more than a couple of feet of water when empty. We will load them with sand, then empty out the sand.
The bomb catch could be lifted clean out of the water.
I see. Da. And that way get close enough to bring the guns to bear. Da.
Exactly, General. We may commandeer two barges, big ones, preferably.
At once, Commodore Hornblower.
Good. Oh, Mount, there's only one problem.
Yes, sir?
How are you going to steer them all? Drawing less than 2 feet of water, they'll be almost unmanageable.
That's true, sir. They'll drift at the mercy of the wind.
Unless, Mr. Mount...
By George, sir. A Danube rudder.
What?
General Esnop, that's a very large auxiliary rudder set well behind the ships.
If it's big enough, it will compensate for the lack of bottom to the keels.
If you say so.
Mind, you would also better pierce the sides of the barges and use oars as well.
Yes, sir.
Good. Well, we'll proceed at once. How long do you estimate, Mount?
I'd say by tomorrow noon, sir.
Oh, tomorrow noon.
Well, you disagree, von Clausewitz, huh?
Commodore Hornblower, I did not follow you and your cameras. I didn't understand about them. But these past few minutes, I have been observing the activities of the enemy. Please, take this telescope and see for yourself. They are beginning to move up the big guns.
What?
By tomorrow at noon, it may be too late.
So the art of war was not entirely imitative after all. Just as we had refused to accept the inevitable, exactly so had the French Marshal Meudon tried to hasten his timetable. Work on the camels progressed with orderly, frantic speed. The barges were brought out from Riga. The Harvey was lashed between them. Torches reddened the darkness as the men labored to quicken the task to be done. And by dawn, Lieutenant Mound was able to start toward the river. Like 3 giant water bugs fastened together, the barges and the bomb ketch began to move.
Starboard side, oars! Port side, pull harder! Mr. Wilson, harder! Put more into it, more!
We don't have steerage way, Mr. Mann.
I know, sir. We're not deep enough in the water to get any bite against the current or the wind.
The Danube rudder doesn't compensate?
Even the rudder, sir. We need a stronger pull, and we haven't got it.
Well, you better drop anchor, Mr. Mann.
But the French guns are moving up.
It'll do us no good to go on like this. Our draft may be shallow, but we'll only pile up in shoal water. Pile up and sit there on the shoal, watching the French batteries pound our allies.
There must be some solution.
Well, let's hope we find it. Well, we must find it. Drop anchor, Mr. Mann.
Aye, sir.
Drop anchor!
French guns were moving up into position to attack the Russian defenders outside Riga. And despite our bright promises, we seemed unable to give aid to our allies. We'd raised the Harvey by lashing her between 2 emptied barges, but The wind and current were proving too much for us to handle. It was an hour after dawn, and on the deck of the Harvey, the young face of Lieutenant Mound was grey with fatigue and helplessness.
We've not much time left, sir, have we? Not much. Only the wind would change. If it would back around behind us instead of being off the starboard. Besides, the French guns will be in position by noon.
Yes?
If the wind shifted, we'd be in position too, in shallow water, right on Boney's flank. 13-inch shells loaded with explosive fired from that mortar. There must be some replacement for a rudder, sir.
I trust there is. Heading for the church tower, I took with me a warm feeling for young Mounds. And I also took a signalman, Summers, to rig a pole so that we could let the bomb ketch know the effect of its mortar fire. Colonel von Clausewitz watched these operations with me.
Halyards all rigged, sir. Signals ready for hoist.
Very good, Summers. Stand by.
Aye, sir.
Colonel von Clausewitz, the French siege guns are in position?
Commodore Hornblower, any moment they shall open fire. Where's this boat of yours,
It's
sir?
moving upriver now, Colonel.
Where? Oh, yes. It moves slowly.
Well, it's an awkward craft. It moves as fast as it can.
The French siege guns will be sheltered behind those breastworks. You see? They are piercing holes in the breastworks to allow the muscles to project.
Yes, I can see.
Our batteries are useless against breastworks.
The Harvey carries a mortar.
Eh? Oh, yes. High trajectory, yes.
Very high. Once in position, the shells will drop down as if from the sky.
I sincerely hope so. General Esnov will be here at any moment to observe personally.
Good.
As Governor General of Riga for Tsar Alexander, he will be very disappointed should your plan fail.
I also shall be very disappointed. Summers, there's the ready flag going up on the Harvey.
Yes, sir.
Acknowledge.
Aye. Signal is thrown, sir.
Stand by to observe mortar fire.
Stand by, dear, sir.
Commodore Hornblower, your ketch is ready at last.
What? Oh, yes, General Esnov, at last.
I shall stand by your side. Please to describe to me.
I will, sir. The mortar's being loaded. It's aimed by pointing the entire ship like an arrow at the target. Summers, make signal to Harvey. On target. Fire at will.
On target, fire at will. Aye, sir.
Yes, one has been fired without delay, sir.
As fast as possible from now on, General.
That one caught the breastwork, sir. They've been leveled.
A siege gun destroyed. Look, the muzzle is split wide open. Another gun destroyed.
Sir, there's a French horse-drawn battery on the move.
Where'd you see that, Summers?
Coming up from the rear, sir.
Your thinking man's right, Commodore. They are heading to take up a position on that point of land below your bunker.
Yes, I see.
They will bring the guns to bear very soon.
Shall I signal break off more action, sir?
A moment, if you please. Commodore Hornblower, we should be pleased if your mortar fire should continue as long as possible. It is doing much damage.
Very well, General. It shall be continued. Summers, keep an eye on that horse-drawn battery.
Aye, sir. The ketch is being fired upon now, sir.
Yes, I can see that.
French cannonball dropping all around it.
So I observed, General.
That last volley raised a fountain of water very close.
Yes, close enough. Summers, signal to the Harvey. Discontinue the action.
Aye, sir. She's got it, sir. They've stripped the anchor and out with the oars.
Get the sails up, Mound. Come, get your sails up. Oh, come, boy. Hurry.
There go the sails, sir.
She moves very slowly. She remains within range still.
Yes, the wind would drop now.
I think she has been hit. It is hard to tell. There is so much smoke.
Yes.
She's moving now, sir. Barges and all.
Yes, not fast enough, Summers. Faster, Mound. Faster.
She's reaching for deeper water now, sir. But she's still within range. The Frenchies are... Look, sir. They're not tied together any longer.
Lieutenant Mound has cut the barges loose, Summers. Once out of shoal water, the Harvey can move faster. Oh, notice the silence, gentlemen. The French battery has stopped firing. She's out of range.
Yes, a very close call, Commodore. Very close. But worth it, General Esnov. Well worth it. Commodore Hornblower, thanks to you, I should estimate the progress of the siege has been delayed by, I should estimate by 4 days.
4 days?
I should estimate.
4 days?
4 days is excellent. It is by such little delays that the final victory will be won.
matter, labor and effort and blood and sweat, and in return a mere 4 more days. I felt inexpressibly tired and worn out. The main army of the tyrant Bonaparte was marching into Russia, and all we could accomplish at this outpost was 4 days' delay.
Sir, Mr. Wilson is second in command on board the Harvey. With your permission, I shall signal him.
Signal Wilson?
Yes, sir.
Mound was killed.
Yes, sir. One of the last shots from the shore.
I see. Bush, I delayed signaling to discontinue the action. I delayed till the last moment.
He was a fine officer.
Yes. If only Bush, he wrote his wife. If his child is a boy, she's to name him after me. If only I'd not delayed.
A fine officer, sir, was Mr. Mound.
Yes.
Sir, shall I signal for Mr. Wilson?
What's that? Yes, Captain Bush. Signal Mr. Wilson, if you please.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
To quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by this starboard battery.
One broadside into her, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Linstops ready. Aye, sir. Ready. Fire!
Outside Riga and within our defense lines. And bodies floating down the river bore grim testimony to battles fought hundreds of miles away. How I longed to be rid of the sickening stench of war and to be home again with my wife Barbara and Richard, my little son. The cutter Clam had just arrived with mail, and Barbara's latest letter sharpened my homesickness.
My beloved husband, the household here at Smallbridge has undergone an important transformation. Little Richard is no longer a baby, but has been put into small clothes. Breeches, if you please. But if you could see him, I think you would agree that your little Richard carries himself like a gentleman, except that he sits down rather suddenly now and then, usually in mud puddles, and he still loves to dig holes in the ground around the shrubbery. He exhibits both physically and morally a partiality for the soil which appears odd in the son of such a distinguished sailor. But in other ways, he reminds me more and more of you each day. If your first wife was still alive, she could not possibly love him better than I do. Let us forget the word stepson ever existed. When I have completed this letter, I shall have him affix his mark, and I dare say he will add such grubby fingerprints as will further identify his signature.
I fought down the longing that her words brought, but I couldn't repress a surge of hope as I picked up the dispatches which had been delivered to my cabin with Barbara's letter. New orders from the Admiralty in London. Perhaps at last I was to return to England. This could mean my release.
Their lordships desire me to advise you that the government attaches the greatest importance to maintaining the defense of Riga. They instruct me to inform you that they consider the safety of your squadron as secondary to the fate of Riga and its Russian defenders. Riga is the single most defensible point of Bonaparte's road to St. Petersburg, and it must be protected to the last man and ship. They charge you on your peril to remain in your present position and to do all in your power to prevent the enemy from continuing his march.
On my peril, I suppose that means they'll shoot me if I don't.
Big part, is it?
Oh, nothing. I was just reading between the lines. Look, who the devil are you?
Jenkins, sir.
Oh, where's Brown?
In sick quarters, sir.
Well, nothing serious, I hope.
No, sir. Touch of ague. You were saying, sir?
Oh, nothing. Give me my hat, please, and my pistols. I'm going ashore again.
All the way to Riga, sir?
Possibly.
But the village at the river mouth is in ruins, sir. You'll be in a direct line of fire before you can reach it.
Oh, what of that? It's the last outpost that protects the port. Besides, the Russians have dug trenches from cellar to cellar. It's safe enough.
Oh, I hope so, sir. All I can say is that when I see that mess over there on the land, sir, I'm very glad to be afloat.
I know what you mean, Jenkins. Compared with these infernal land operations, sea fighting is admirably quick and clean. We'll see what can be done to clear up that mess you refer to. And the sooner the better, Jenkins, for all hands, gig and had myself rowed ashore. I took along one of my young officers from the Nonsuch, Lieutenant Hurst. We reached the badly shattered village at the river's mouth and were picking our way through the ruins when suddenly...
That was close. You'd better make for that trench over there.
Oh, no, the bullets are merely ricocheting over here from the bombardment on the ramparts, Mr. Hurst. They're not shooting at us. We'll use this trench. Yes. Now, this should take us to the cellar of the church. Well, thank heaven the old church is still standing. Privovitz and his staff would never find another headquarters in this shambles. French guns are nearer. They must have advanced their positions. Well, Colonel von Clausewitz will give us all the details. Complete, you may be sure, with a mathematical forecast of the enemy's intentions.
I keep hearing about this Prussian von Clausewitz, and yet the Prussians are allied with Bonaparte. He's here.
Von Clausewitz left his own country in order to fight Bonaparte.
But do you trust him?
Oh, yes. A man of principle and talented, besides. Oh, but I shall never get used to land operations, I'm afraid. These correct soldiers with their correct tactics and the way they condescend to ships. You'll hear.
A direct hit on the trench, sir. Just over there.
Well, that's luck. They're approaching the church cellar anyhow.
Yes, sir. There it is, just ahead.
Commodore Hornblower. It is good to see you.
Colonel von Clausewitz, how goes the defense?
Very well, all things considered. Of course, the French are making progress. No matter what we do, this village is doomed.
Oh?
If you would care for prediction of the enemy's exact position, as it will be tomorrow, sundown.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm rather more interested in the enemy's exact position as it is today.
Very good. If you will climb up into the tower with me, I will point out their latest gains. This stairway over here will take us up into the belfry.
Excellent. Come along, Mr. Hurst.
Aye. You will see that the French sappers have approached dangerously near our earthworks. All we can hope to do is to delay the inevitable. Then Riga will be next.
Oh, come now. Don't sound so cheerful. After all, we should be able to do a little better than that,
You think so? Wait until you see. The village is already more than half surrounded. Here we are in the tower. The gallery on which we stood before is gone, you will note, sir. But if you come to this window, you will observe, as you can see, the village is a mass of ruins.
But why is there so little firing from your own battery, sir?
Too many of our gunners have been killed. Too many of our guns destroyed, my young friend. Since our men and equipment are so scarce, we must preserve them for the enemy's final assault.
And when do you estimate that assault will come, Colonel?
According to my calculations, they will be ready to storm the newest breach they have made in our defenses. By the day after tomorrow.
The day after tomorrow? You mean we've just 48 hours then? Well, you should have told me sooner. I might have...
Commodore, we must be realistic. As a naval officer, you may not realize. Siege warfare is an exact science dating back hundreds of years.
Yes, I'm sure you're right, but can't we leave the school books out of it this time and concentrate on those Frenchmen over there?
Our next move at this point is obviously to make a limited sortie against the besiegers, if only to delay their assault by a few hours. Or else, all the authorities would agree that that is the correct procedure.
And no one ever breaks the rules, is it? Well, confound it, man. If the French know a sortie is due, won't they prepare for one?
Of course they is.
Well, then what's the point?
A sortie is our one logical course.
Logic. Their move, our move. It's like a chess game, Clausewitz. Can't we move out of turn for once, do something they won't expect? Well,
you have perhaps a better suggestion, Colonel.
Well, perhaps I haven't, after all.
My men are fighting a losing battle, and they know it, Commodore. But they are fighting bravely all the same. My own life is forfeit the moment the enemy enters the town. As you know, I am a Prussian, and the Prussians fighting with the French call me traitor. If I saw any chance to break this siege, do you not think I would do it?
Of course, yes. I understand. I only wish there were a way to interrupt their preparations.
Observe. They have completed their second parallel, not more than 200 yards from our defenses. Their battery there in the middle would cut up any force attacking frontally.
How about their flanks? Are they also secure?
One flank is guarded by the river, the other by the bay, and those big guns pointed out to sea. The guns which make impossible any more bombing from your ships.
Yes, but the water of the bay is still our strongest position. You realize that, Colonel?
Water? What good does it do us? In the end, it is always the infantry on which one must depend.
The infantry? Why not?
What do you say, Commodore?
Clausewitz, perhaps that's it. The infantry and the ships. They can stop us from using bomb vessels there in the bay, yes, by daylight. But can they stop an infantry attack from boats at night? You understand the orders, Mr. Duncan. At dawn, we strike the French flank that is resting on the bay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Freeman?
Aye, sir. Mr. Davis? Aye, sir.
Remember what I said about keeping the landing force together. All must reach the shore at once. No landing in driblets.
Are the troops allocated to particular barges?
Well, they will be, Duncan, as soon as I can confer with the Russian staff.
Where do we pick them up, sir?
Well, they'll be marched to that point on the river which I indicated on our chart, remember? Well, of course, our own boat's crews will man the barges. Well, Captain Bush, you look as if you had some news.
I have, sir. Mr. Adams has just returned from his mission in Riga. Says the river barges you asked the Russians for are being readied.
Very good, Captain Bush.
Sail on the starboard bow! She's flying the Russian colors.
Excellent. That must be the Russian generals from Riga. I got word to them before I came aboard. And so, at dawn, we surprised the French just here, from the bay, you understand?
From the bay?
Yes, General. My men will handle the barges which will carry in your troops. Now, here is the French flank where they've set up their shore battery. Will you attack there, General Shevtov? Is that understood?
Yes, understood.
Storming of the earthworks farther up the shore. May we entrust that phase to General Kardensky?
Yes.
What? I thought you spoke no English, General Kardensky.
He does not. Yes is the only word he knows. Is that not true, Kardensky? Yes.
But you will make sure that he understands, eh?
Oh, understood.
Well, I needn't tell you the importance of preventing Riga's fall. Even if Napoleon's forces are turned back before Moscow, we're the last block on his road to St. Petersburg.
We will stop them in the south. We will stop them in the north. The great spirit of Russia will rise up and destroy every last Frenchman on Russia's holy soil.
Stirring words, General Shevtov. Your men will have a chance to put them into action very soon.
Sir!
Yes, come in, Bush. What is it? Come in.
Governor Eslov from Riga, sir. Lugger just brought him out from shore. He says he tried to catch up with the generals. He's quite flustered, sir.
Anything wrong?
He's coming down. He'll tell you himself.
Commodore Hornblower.
Yes.
Something most terrible has happened.
Oh, what is it, Governor?
Terrible news. It has just come. Moscow has fallen.
What?
Moskva, Kazensky. Moskva!
Well, all the more important that we do our job well, gentlemen. Stop the French here, and you save St. Petersburg. It's bad news, but we must hold firm to our plan. A dawn attack. After a few final details had been arranged, the Russians left us gloomily. Bush seemed worried.
Looks like the heart went right out of him.
Sir, do you suppose they'll fight now that Moscow's fallen?
Why shouldn't they? The Tsar hasn't surrendered. Russia's a big country, remember, Bush?
There'll be English lives at stake tonight, too, sir.
I'm aware of that. There always are. I had more than a few misgivings myself, but I planned as carefully as I knew how. Back on shore, I discussed the scheme with Clausewitz, and by midnight all arrangements were completed. There were, of course, too many imponderables about the whole affair. My body and brain felt unspeakably weary as I paced around the church belfry and stared out into the blackness. Clausewitz was not inclined to be very helpful just then.
It is indeed a novel idea. An attack launched in this fashion in the face of a besieging army. But I could never venture to predict its success, Commodore.
Still, the waiting was difficult. Was it my imagination, or was there a strange tension about the French camp? A few bivouac fires dotted the night. Everywhere else lay stillness and uncertainty. In its very silence, the enemy seemed to crouch, waiting. What was that, Clausewitz?
Nervous sentry, probably.
No doubt you're right. Are your men alerted for anything that may happen?
Of course.
Good.
There is nothing we can do until dawn, Commodore. Why do you not rest yourself very well? There is the pallet of straw over there in the corner.
Sleep is out of the question, Clausewitz. But I am tired. It's strange. You know, the stars seem 3 times their proper size. My knees. Yes, I will just sit down and rest a moment. Rest my eyes, too.
I regret he had no better accommodation.
This straw does nicely. What was that?
That one almost hit the church. Do you feel the whole tower tremble?
This is a slightly risky approach of yours, I must say, Colonel. So the French decided to break the rules at the same time we did, huh?
Perhaps you prefer the cellar, Commodore. It is safer there.
No, thank you, Colonel. I shall stay here. How much of this kind of battering can your defensive stand, Clausewitz?
The French are trying to storm the breach they made in our ramparts today. I have just sent more men to defend it. They may hold there for a short time, but...
Now I appreciate your strategy in conserving guns and men. Your men are fighting well down there, in spite of darkness and surprise. Congratulations, Colonel.
Thank you, Commodore. And since you are generous, I must admit to you, my calculations were somewhat incorrect.
Oh, well.
I did not think the French assault would come so soon.
Well, if your men could hold out until our landing force attacks...
We'll do our best, even after they storm the reach. As they will do, of course.
Well, Mr. Hurst, have you any news?
No, sir. I went to the riverbank and slipped up as far as the bay shore as I could. No sign of the barges yet, sir. It was too dark to see farther.
Well, keep your eye open for a signal flare from the bay. That'll mean our men are starting in. Well, quite a show, eh, Mr. Hurst?
I've never seen anything like it, sir.
There are fewer flashes from the starboard section of our lines, have you noticed?
Yes. What does that mean, sir?
It means that most of our gunners are dead. Colonel, about that breach. Couldn't you throw up a hasty second line behind it? Here, take my glass. Now, the next flash will illuminate it. There, do you see? There's natural cover there, rocks, a few ruins.
Yes, and the breach is still narrow.
Yeah.
It had to be a thin line, though. We don't have men to spare.
Well, let the French believe they've taken it and then fall on their first wave from behind cover. What about that?
All right. See, the French are storming the breach now. If our first line will only hold...
I see their torches.
They're going through that...
There is our reply. I bless those Millars. The charge is slow.
Your men are holding them. Good lads.
Cannot be for very long, I fear.
There's a streak of grey in the sky, sir. It won't be long till dawn.
Why don't those barges come?
Sir, look. There's one French soldier down there in the square.
They must have got through before the others. He seems crazed, doesn't he?
He's seen us, sir. He's fighting up here.
Here, take one of my pistols. We'll pepper him if necessary.
Aye, sir. Are you hit, sir?
Well, no. Just my hat. Sea captain's cocked hat's not too practical up here. I'll get that fellow. Listen, Colonel, I suggest we're accomplishing nothing up here. Why don't we go down to the breach and organize that second line ourselves, eh?
Excellent idea. The end is coming soon. I have the rules. I prefer to die down there than be taken a prisoner. Fighting against my own country, I will be court-martialed and shot. Yes, let us go down.
Yes, I've no desire to rot in a French prison either, Colonel.
Good. We shall go down at once then, Commodore. To rally the men's spirits at least. Are you ready?
Sir, wait. Look over there. Just where the river meets the bay.
Our signal flare.
Yes, sir. It is. It is.
The landing barges. Look, Commodore.
Where?
There's no more fighting in the breach. The French have needed those troops at the bay. The day is saved.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.
Call all hands. Beat to quarters. Run out the guns. Stand by the starboard battery.
One broadside into it, if you please, Captain Bush.
Pointers on target. Flintstocks ready.
Aye, aye, sir. Ready.
Fire!
Presenting Michael Redgrave as C.S. Forrester's indomitable man of the sea, Horatio Hornblower.
We had halted the French advance at Riga, but now both the armies had dug in there stubbornly. Unfortunately for us, this meant a stalemate. As summer faded into autumn and flurries of snow hurried us towards one of those early Russian winters. Riga Bay, where my squadron lay, was covered with a thin film of ice. I don't like it at all, Bush, not at all, with winter coming.
I know, sir. If we stay on here much longer, we're certain to be frozen in. And yet the Admiralty...
My orders from the Admiralty are nothing if not explicit. Remain here at all costs, give every support within our power. Riga must be protected to the last man and ship. Their words.
Yes, sir. If only we could be sure that Alexander would hold firm.
She doesn't have a reputation for constancy, I'm afraid. Oh, well, at least we're helping to block the French path to St. Petersburg. I said, Bush, what are they doing up forward? Midshipman's class?
Yes, sir. With all this recent inactivity, our youngsters needed some work. I've ordered regular resumption of all peacetime instruction under the sailing master, Mr. Tooth.
Excellent idea, Bush. Midshipmen are a curious breed, Bush. I'm afraid their lot is not a happy one. Did I ever tell you of my first dubious distinction in the service of His Majesty? The day I came aboard the old Justinian as midshipman, she lay just off Portsmouth. And I was seasick, Bush. Seasick in Spithead Harbor. I was too thin, too tall, too young, too shy, too gawky, not long out of a quiet country village. Nervous, but deeply conscious of my new estate in life. Poor old Keene captained the Justinian, already a sick man, very, very morose. Yet he was not unkind that day when I reported to his cabin, rather shakily.
Mr. Hornblower, I'm glad to welcome you on board my ship.
Yes, sir. That is, aye, sir.
Your age is, let me see, 17. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Birthday, July 4th, 1776. I'd been 6 years as lieutenant before you were born, Hornblower.
Yes, sir.
Doctor's son, eh? How far did your education go?
I studied Greek at school, sir. Read Cicero, too.
Better if you could foresee a squall in time to get the topgallants in. We've no use for ablative absolutes in the Navy.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Did you bring your dunnage aboard with you?
My sea chest, sir? Oh, yes, sir. It's at the entry port.
Good. I'll get a boy to show you down to the midshipmen's quarters. Well, obey orders, Hornblower. Learn your duties, and no harm can come to you. That will do.
Thank you, sir.
Despite the captain's words, Bush, harm began to come to me almost at once. I was led down ladder after ladder into the twilight of the 'tween decks and came at last to an especially gloomy recess. There, half a dozen shirt-sleeved young men, all a good deal older than myself, sat around a table, lighted faintly by a candle, and I entered rather hesitantly.
Well, who's this? Who's this? Can it be our ranks are swelling?
Simpson, look at him. Look. He's positively green.
No, I'm quite all right. It's just... Well, that shore boat did toss quite a bit on the way out now.
Do you know what it is, Simpson? I do believe he's seasick. What'll they send us next, Simpson?
Seasick in Spithead? Oh, we're still at anchor, Sonny. Did you know it? Seasick in Spithead.
I thought to myself that I was now labeled for life, but I'd soon ceased to care. A moment later, I was prone in my hammock. In the days that followed, I learned a great deal more about the arrogant Mr. Simpson.
There he goes now. Notice that strut? I have to admit he is a handsome brute.
Yes, sir. I suppose, sir.
You see, Hornblower, Simpson's a man who's angry at himself and at the world. He had high hopes, but just before you came aboard, he was sent back here as senior warrant officer of midship.
Oh, Mr. Commission.
Exactly. Too weak in mathematics, Captain's board turned him down. So acting Lieutenant Simpson is now a midshipman again, maybe for years. And Simpson must be 35 at least.
I understand him better now. Makes you, well, almost sorry for him, doesn't it?
Don't waste your sympathy.
Well, thank you, Gerard. You know, you're the first aboard who's taken time to say a word to me on any subject.
Just keep out of his way as much as you can. Anytime anyone rebels, he just pounds him senseless with those big fists. He'd have made a good prize fighter. And it's always the other who has the black eye and gets the captain's mast for fighting. All of us hate the man, Hornblower, and that's an understatement.
All of them did hate Simpson, yes. And some of them even showed it. But from the first, this didn't prevent him singling me out as his favorite victim. His tyrannies were petty, but ingenious.
Mr. Hornblower, don't put on your coat. You haven't finished here.
But you said that...
I said swab down our berth deck. You call that a clean deck?
Oh, Mr. Simpson, if you hadn't just tracked...
Bet on your hands and knees, Hornblower. Put some gristle into it. You've got any? That's better. Haven't forgotten how to give you a beating yesterday, have you?
No more miserable, lonely midshipman ever rode a British ship. We hadn't even set sail yet. Weeks passed, and we still lay in Spithead, awaiting the rest of the Channel Fleet. Shyness kept me from making friends, and Simpson's persecutions mounted daily. I even thought of death as one way. In my black despair, the waters of Spithead promised a friendly escape, and often at night I made elaborate plans for suicide. And then, one afternoon, some of us had shore leave in Portsmouth. By chance, I wandered into the George Inn as three of our ship's company were looking for a fourth at their card table.
Why, it's young Hornblower. I say, youngster, do you play whist as a means of passing the time?
Why, yes, sir. Well, Lieutenant Masters, yes, I do.
Ah, you're just the man we want, then. Haven't been able to find anybody else. Come over here. We badly need a fourth. Mr. Simpson and Mr. Graves and I,
Simpson? Well, I like whist, sir, but, I've just remembered I have an appointment.
No. I shan't let you escape now. Don't mind Simpson. As senior lieutenant, I could order you to stay, young man. Now, come along.
Yes, sit down, Hornblower. Simpson deigned to give me a curt nod as I sat down. He and Graves had been drinking wine. Their faces were quite flushed. Now, it happened that I did like whist. For years, I'd made a fourth at home, and I even had a kind of passion for it.
Excellent. Now we can cut for places and partners. Simpson and Graves against you and me, Hornblower. Shilling a trick of stakes, is that too steep, gentlemen?
As you wish, Lieutenant. I like any sort of gambling.
Good. Your deal, Mr. Graves. Let us be at it.
It soon appeared that Simpson was a very poor whist player. Those shaky mathematics, possibly. On the other hand, I was, rather experienced. Masters and I took the first game and the second, and Simpson grew more and more sullen and angry. And then came the end of the third game.
The rest are mine.
What do you mean? I got the king of hearts still in my hand?
5 tricks, game and rubber.
Well, then I'll take the... All right, Hornblower. You know too much about this game, my cocky friend. Know the backs of the cards as well as the fronts, don't you? Simpson was muddled. I'm quite sure he spoke without intention, but suddenly a plan occurred to me in stark outline. His life or mine. Perhaps it was my only escape from an intolerable existence. That's a very insulting remark, Mr. Simpson. I shall have to ask satisfaction, I'm afraid.
Satisfaction? Now, see here, Hornblower, you can't be... Now, look, dueling's a serious business. I'm sure Mr. Simpson will explain that he was merely joking.
I've been accused of cheating at cards, Mr. Masters. That's a hard thing to explain away.
Mr. Hornblower, I must insist. Now, come. The wine was in and the wit was out. Let's forget this.
Oh, with pleasure, sir, if Mr. Simpson will apologize at once and admit that he spoke in a manner most ungentlemanly.
Apologize to you, you little whippersnapper? To you? I'll see you roasted by the devil first.
That does it, gentlemen.
Go!
I can laugh now at that solemn, desperate lad who wore my name. But then there was a life or death issue.
Listen to me. You're only half his age. You're hardly more than a boy. Are you determined to press this murderous business?
Yes, sir.
But why? Why?
I weighed the pros and cons, sir. Well, I'll be frank. Simpson has the advantage physically. These conditions are the only ones that give me an even chance. Mathematically, one shot from each of us is better.
All right, I understand. Well, since you won't call it off, you'd better know. The captain's ordered me to attend the duel in person. Mr. Hepplewhite, the surgeon, will also attend.
Aye, sir.
Very well. The place selected is the small heath north of Portsmouth. The hour at dawn tomorrow. The two parties will go separately, of course. Mathematically, I trust you've made the right decision, Mr. Hornblower. I hope you'll get some sleep tonight. Good luck. Only 1 yard between. That means no distance is to be faced off. Will you stand here, Mr. Simpson? Mr. Hornblower, here. You're almost breast to breast, gentlemen. For the last time, can you not be reconciled? Well, then, so be it.
We haven't settled who's to give the word. Let Mr. Masters give it, Graves. Why not?
Very well. I'll say 1, 2, 3, and fire. At the last word, you can fire as you will. Are you ready?
Ready. Yes, ready.
1, 2, 3, fire!
I pulled the trigger. There was a click, and that was all. Mine was the unloaded pistol. A half second passed, and Simpson fired. Another click. And both of us still stood there, stiff and dazed.
A misfire, by heaven. A misfire, Hornblower.
Give me those pistols. The loaded one might still be hanging fire.
Which was the loaded one?
That's better not to know. I'm shuffling them.
But, sir, why not a second shot?
There will be no second shot, Mr. Gerard. Honor is satisfied. No one can now think little of Mr. Simpson if he regrets his hasty words, nor of Mr. Hornblower if he accepts those regrets graciously.
Their faces! Their faces! Oh, you young fools, you ought to see how you all look. Solemn as cows.
Mr. Hepplewhite, your behavior is indecorous. Our coaches are waiting on the road. The cutter is at the jetty. I think all of us can do with a little breakfast now, including Mr. Hepplewhite.
That should have ended the affair, of course, but aboard the Justinian there were whispers that circulated forward and aft. And at last I decided permission to speak privately with Captain Keene. I was so hurt and so angry, I behaved rather clownishly, I'm afraid.
Sir? Now, keep your head, young man. I can guess what you're going to say to me.
Look, those pistols in the duel were not loaded, neither of them.
Hepplewhite blabbed, I suppose.
Am I to understand that it was by your orders, sir?
That is correct. I gave those orders to Mr. Masters.
Sir, it was an unwarrantable liberty, sir.
Possibly it was, but I saved a life for the King's service, a young life. Both you and Simpson have had your courage amply proved, and no one's harmed.
You've touched my personal honor, sir.
Do I understand that you are now issuing me a challenge?
What?
Let me remind you, Mr. Hornblower, of one useful regulation of the Navy. No junior officer may challenge his superior to a duel. Indeed, it is a court-martial offense.
Yes, I know, sir.
Now, here is some gratuitous advice. You have fought one duel with honor. That is good. Never fight another. Some men acquire a taste for dueling. They're never good officers. It seems to become a habit to occupy the center of the stage.
I understand, sir.
There's another matter I wanted to take up with you, Mr. Hornblower. Captain Pellew of the frigate Indefatigable has a room for another midshipman. Perhaps you haven't been too happy here, and Pellew is partial to a game of whist. Has no good fourth on board his ship, in fact. He and I have agreed to consider favorably your application for a transfer if you should care to make it.
A frigate, sir? Why, that would be... Why, anybody'd jump at the chance of... Oh.
Well, what were you about to say? Is it settled, then?
It's very good of you, sir. I don't know how to thank you, but you accepted me as a midshipman, sir, and of course I shall remain with you.
I appreciate your saying that. I know the heartburning it entails. But I think I'm going to insist on your accepting Pellew's offer. This ship is not the place for you. This ship with her ailing, outworn captain.
Oh, sir, please.
Don't interrupt me. I have the good of the service in mind, Mr. Hornblower, when I suggest you go. And it might be less disturbing for us if you did.
Poor old Keener. I never saw him again. He's been dead a long time now, Bush. I've often thought of him, though, when I became a captain and learned of all those extra burdens that go with a command. Yes. Well, at least we've passed a little while away from a Russian winter. And we've still got Riga to defend in the morning. It must be the Ravens, sir. Yes. Lieutenant Cole must be worried. Now, kindly make the proper signal, if you please, Captain Bush. Commodore on board. All is well.
Horatio Hornblower, starring Michael Redgrave, is based on the novels by C.S. Forrester. Music composed and conducted by Sidney Torch. Produced by Harry Allen Towers.